Alright, in this lesson, we're going to install the CapIQ plugin. Go to My CapIQ, and on the left navigation, go to Downloads, then download the Office plugin. Follow the prompts and we'll meet you in a new Excel workbook. Alright, so here we are in Excel. We have followed the prompts to install the S&P CapIQ plugin, and we can access it here on the ribbon now. The first thing I want to show you is the pre-installed templates. These are very powerful tools for getting started. Let's go to Financials, and then let's go to Standard. So once this is loaded, we can see that we've got a set of financial statements for IBM. And we can see that everything here in green is a CapIQ formula with this @CIQ syntax. And we can see that we've got all sorts of items here with different time periods, and CapIQ is pulling these numbers in. Now, if you really want to see the power of this tool, we can go up here to the ticker, which is what's controlling this entire template, and we can change it from, say, IBM to GE. And then it loads GE's financials. So you can see that this is a pretty powerful tool for creating profiles or creating presentations or dashboards for companies and quickly changing them. You could change the currency, you could change the date. Across here you could change the fiscal periods. You've got LTM here, that's super handy. Now let's try to recreate some of the stuff that's built here manually. You may not always want to use a template like this. You may sometimes want to calculate things yourself. So let's look here. This is 2019 year-end total revenues for GE. Let's rebuild that number off on the side here. Let's go to Formula Builder. We are going to have the identifier of the company, which is the ticker, linked to this cell here. What we're going to look for is revenue, total revenue. That's the metric that we want. We're going to pick an absolute period, in this case fiscal year 2019. As of date, we will link to the cell here that controls the as of date. And for the currency, let's also link here to US dollars. We will then click Add Formula, press OK. So what you see here is this number pops in. Let's just format it. And you can see that we get the same number here as we got with the preloaded template. So that's how we're able to manually build a financial line item. And we could go down and do that for any of these items and for any time period. That's how you can pull in data into Excel using the CapIQ plugin. Alright, let's look at another example of a template. Let's go to Valuation, and then let's pick WAC, Weighted Average Cost of Capital. Here we've got a very nice template where we can see all of the assumptions. We can see a beta calculation section over here, WAC sensitivity analysis, and ultimately down here the overall WAC for IBM. And you can play with the assumptions. There's all sorts of things in here that you can change, and you can do a very detailed weighted average cost of capital analysis using this template. Now let's load another template. Let's go into Valuation again, and let's pick DCF. Let's look at the discounted cash flow. Here we go. Here's the Dcf Analysis. You can see once again there are assumptions laid out for IBM. You've got a beta calculation built into this. So here's the WAC that we saw previously, but beneath it we've got the projected cash flows. We've got some historical numbers for reference, then those forecasted out into the future. We can see some growth rates here. That's nice and helpful. DCF assumptions. And then finally you get to the present value. Then there's sensitivity analysis beneath that as well, where the terminal value is sensitized based on different inputs. Working capital assumptions. So you can see that there is a lot here in this template. You've got a lot to work with. And you can simply switch from IBM to any other company just by changing the ticker. Let's just change that to GE for General Electric. So then we can take a look at GE's numbers here. Let's go back to IBM. And let's scroll down. Really at the end of the day, this is what we're looking at. We're getting an implied share price based on the Dcf analysis. We've then got the company's current share price as observed in the market, and we can see if it's trading at a premium or a discount to that implied share price or that intrinsic value, which may indicate a buy or sell opportunity, depending on how you look at it. Of course, you'd have to carefully analyze the assumptions that generate the forecast to see if you agree with this assessment here. So here, this model is saying that the current share price is significantly higher than the implied share price should be based on the model. But the devil is in the details. You'd have to look at all of these assumptions and see if you agree with them. Of course, you could change them and ultimately come to your own view on intrinsic value relative to the public market price. So this is a great tool if you want to quickly get started on a discounted cash flow analysis. All right, let's look at one more template together. Let's go to company tear sheets. And how about this one-pager? All right, so here we have a really nice one-pager that summarizes IBM. We can see the valuation of the business, share price chart, capital structure, a financial summary here, and then some charts as well that highlight the financial summary and the valuation. Dividend history, key management members, ownership. There's a lot of good stuff here. So you can imagine that this type of one-pager template, which by the way can be very easily updated by simply changing the ticker, would be extremely useful to you as a financial analyst. Just like that, now we've got the whole analysis done for GE. So this is a great tool for creating one-page profiles on companies. You could take these and insert them into presentations, turn them into PDFs on their own, combine a whole series of them into one big PDF booklet. There are a lot of ways to use this tool and this template to save yourself a lot of time as a financial analyst.